Recording. All
I have
right.
dice.
Do you?
I
You
have
stole
dice.
your sister's dice, right? They're
I
still.
stole my sister's dice and I was playing with it while I was doing my driver's classes.
Let's hear it.
Ready?
Let's have it. All right. That was terrible, but
Did you get
we're
that?
going to take it. All right. So this is session 25, 1/4 centennial of gaming, something like that. I don't know.
It's
25.
been
It's 25. It's
eons.
25 last time. It has been eons. Last time we played was something like early August, and it's now late September, so it's been about 2 months. Doesn't it not feel that long? It doesn't really feel that long, right?
Yeah.
The last time
No.
we played was the day before Kaylee's. So sorry, not. So it was mid-August. It was 8/14 because it was before. It
Yeah.
was a little bit before Kaylee's birthday. So like it's been
Yeah.
a month and a half, but we've had longer gaps. That's okay. School's been crazy. Our two Jamies are currently cast out and banned from school because seniors are
It's not
awful.
their fault.
I know, because seniors are awful and stupid. Uh, but they're okay. They're just you guys like you're not quarantined. You're just the ones that are
No.
like don't come to
They're
school.
just teachers.
It's kind of like we're just gonna make you not come in because frankly cohort A is just constantly screwing up. So we're just gonna make you stay away for a while. That's kind of what it feels like. Uh, Kelly's still in periodically. In between driving classes, which she's now done with. She has a written test
I'll
tomorrow
take
morning.
my test tomorrow.
Really? Really, dogs?
Drive safe?
Yeah, she's doing drive safe.
Yes.
They're super easy. I was the first one to finish, and I barely had study either.
My instructor
them.
told me he'd be very surprised if I didn't get a perfect score on my permanent test.
Yeah.
Because I'm just that good.
Yeah, I think I got like one off, and it's just because they worded the question in a weird way.
It's worded weirdly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
make sure you
that's what my
read them really
instructor was
carefully
talking about.
because they're strange. So
I
I got one wrong for that reason.
Personally,
but
my favorite part about the drive safe classes is having Kaylee constantly tell me what I'm doing wrong while she's riding in the car with me now. That's
And
my
then
favorite
him
part.
and me arguing about it for like 15 minutes.
No, I mean, to be fair, you're frequently technically right.
I'm always technically right.
Yeah, you know, you're always technically right. Sometimes that well, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's true, but here's why that's, you know, I have reasons. I don't think there's been anything.
illegal.
I don't think there's anything. Some of the things that you're talking about are not about illegal. It's about bad practice. I mean, there isn't actually
Well,
a lot.
you do roll your stops, which is
Oh, I absolutely roll my stops, but you know, whatever. I'm not arguing about anything, but there is no law that says you must, by law, drive down the center of residential streets. Like that's not actually a thing. That's just best practice. And I'm not arguing that it isn't best practice. It's just, you know, it's not my best practice because I have reasons.
By law, you don't have to stop. I thought you were going to say, there's no law saying you have to stop at a stop sign.
So I'm going to tell you this story. I'm going to tell you this story before we actually get into the game. One of my buddies in college got in a ton of trouble with his dad, actually, because he was a couple years older than his younger sister. His sister was about, I want to say, 14. It was either she had just gotten her learner's permit, and she was either 14 or 16, whatever it was in that state. But they were Army kids, so it could have been really any state. Anyway, while she was studying for the driving exam and everything and just doing all this stuff, and when she was
I know this story.
They were giving her tips about stuff, and he goes, one of the things that they tend to forget about because it's kind of an edge case and it isn't true in every state is not all the stop signs are actual normal stop signs, and they pulled this off like perfectly straight face. So not all the stop signs are regular stop signs. The stop signs with just like the red stop signs are stop signs. The stop signs with the white border around them are stoptional. Those are you. If there's a lot of traffic, you stop. But if there isn't, you don't have to stop. They're stoptional. So she's got her driver's license. First weekend, or first week that she's out there, and she is driving a car, and she kind of slows down, but then she looks and there's nobody coming, so she rolls through, and this cop sees her and pulls her over, and she's flipping out. She's absolutely having a panic attack in the seat, and he gets up there and she's just tears streaming down, and do you know what you did wrong? Well, you didn't stop at that thing, but it was a stop-tional sign. So the policeman escorted her back to the house and asked for her brother by name at the front door to have a discussion. And the dad sat in on this, who, again, they're Army kids, so he's like a colonel in like an attack helicopter wing or something like that. He had no sense of humor. He had no idea that this was how it was going to, yeah. So just remember, the stop signs with the white border, those are stoptional. Stoptional.
Which is not true.
I think the best thing about that is that they didn't just say, like, you don't have to pay attention to the ones. They actually came up with a really believable name for it by combining stop and optional.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a really good portmanteau kind of.
That's honestly what would have given it away for me, because I was like, no, the state does not make puns. No, states don't do pun laws.
Stoptional.
No, that's not how this goes.
It's stoptional. All right. Sorry. We got distracted. But so yeah, it's been a bit. Me and the hamsters in my brain got distracted. We're in session 25. When we last left our heroines.
We were flailing.
You're flailing a little bit. So things have changed it's been a couple months since the events of session 23 where we beat down Brahma, and things had changed quite significantly. Nobody trusts Overwatch. Overwatch is not really something that anybody wants to see out in the street right now, for the purposes of maintaining. Well, police are just doing what police do. That's fine. It's not like you need, Aegis to maintain order, but Aegis is still like, they're the ones that are now having to deal with, any of the superpowered stuff, because nobody wants Overwatch active in the city. And not, obviously it's not just Aegis, but other superpowered groups in the city have had to step up. And that means you guys in the school are doing more patrols. It's like couch to field trips, hands-on learning. There's a lot more in the field mentoring going on, that kind of thing. And the reason for that is because problems that require superheroed folks to deal with have also increased because of what's been happening, what's been sort of coming up out of the ocean. So there've been sort of these sea creatures. Did we have pictures? I had pictures from last time.
You did have pictures.
I thought I had them I thought I'd shared them on the thing, but I guess I must have deleted them or something. I thought I had them in the Roll20, but now the real question is, did I put them? Sort by date. Oh yeah, because we had a few in here that we saved. So we've got these guys and like these dudes. We had a couple that we grabbed.
Only a couple little freaky friends we've got running around.
So these guys are coming up out of the ocean and causing, but that's not really been the bigger problem. It's not the enemy without that's been the problem. It's been the enemy within, because this fog is also constantly, well, not constantly, but it's often active around the city. It's kind of like having a smog watch or something going on right now, because there's like alerts. It's like when there's like when the smoke is getting bad from like forest fires right now, and they're like, be aware the air quality levels are bad. They have like fog. They have like fog alerts right now, um, where everybody's like either staying in their homes, and the homes they've been doing all these things with the apartment complexes are having to like up their game with regards to the air circulation, and people out on the streets have to wear masks and these gas mask kind of things and all this other kind of stuff. So that's happening. Did we say your mom is in the hospital still, Jamie? Is that Ember?
Yes.
Your mom's in the
No,
hospital.
Sorry.
I don't remember that, but
You guys were on. Oh no, it wasn't that she was at the hospital. You guys were at the hospital because you got you got beat up pretty bad, and you were getting some.
in the shoulder. I think Jamie got her wound in the side, or maybe that was Kat.
You guys got kind of whooped up in various ways.
Yeah.
There was a need for treatment, and you guys were on the roof of the hospital at the end. So yeah, I was listening to the audio, and it's basically like the fight didn't go particularly smoothly, and then you guys sort of got together on the roof of the hospital for some comfort and support, and that wasn't exactly a sterling example of good therapy session
We
either.
didn't land I don't think
No.
we landed a single hit last session.
No, I mean you did here and there. You did a comfort and support, and it was like an 8. It wasn't bad. Although one of them was like, at least one of the comfort supports that happened was like, this is the comfort and support. The roll was this good. They get to do this if you see that if they like sort of respond and open up. And Jamie was just like, yeah, I'm not going to open back up. What are you doing? You're just there to freak out Kat?
I destroyed another one, but this time I cut the rubber band and just took this one off instead of cutting it off to preserve the rubber band.
It's like you're skinning them. Why?
No, Dad, no, never describe it like that ever again.
Skinning the hair
I
ties.
can't. You, Jamie, have wounded me. You wounded me. That's what you've
I
done.
like the mustache. That's a good look. Oh, that's good. The little dangly kind of mustache. That
Do you
is.
understand what you're doing to this family?
Okay, sorry. Back into
I'll never see you the same way again.
Okay. A few other minor things that we've noticed that I mentioned, I think, sort of last time. Emilio as Riptide, he's had to kind of beef up his armor because he's definitely in the ocean more, so his stuff is a little bit more like armor and a lot less like a sort of a standard spandexy superhero suit. Colin's been functioning as sort of like multi-team coordinator out of the base with his big command center. I think that was most of what we saw and stuff. So, and it was around, I believe, Marchish, spring breakish time, which doesn't feel a lot like spring break, but that was the hospital at night. Do we skip right to the next morning? Do we skip right to the next morning? It's Monday.
That would make sense.
We're gonna say it's Monday, and it's not school because it's the week of spring break. So all your pattern of what you would do during a normal school day is just out the window. And we're gonna start. We're gonna start with Syl.
Okay.
I think, because Jamie's muted. I was going to start with Jamie, but still. So, morning, no school to get to. You're still staying at Vigil's place, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, that's a thing. What do you do?
How has Vigil been doing in all of this? That's my first question.
How has Vigil been doing on all this?
Yes.
Actually, not. You know what? I'm going to actually have you make a roll for me on that.
Okay. What?
You've got to move. I'm just using this as a way of like sort of gauging how things are going with Vigil. So you have a move
Fireside
called.
chat,
Is that the one where you have to, if they might have their
where
own
she gives me
crap going on?
advice.
Well, no, they might have their own crap going on.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if you're asking advice from your mentor and if like you roll low enough, they have their own crap going on.
I
And
mean,
they have
this
to
is
advise
probably
you.
going to be fine, like a fine roll, but I am going to have you roll superior. That's the
Mhm.
label they embody. You have it locked at 3, so not a tremendous amount of risk there. Um, and you
It's
haven't got
definitely
any.
not nail biting tension,
All
that's
right,
for sure.
so hit the dice next to Fireside Chat for me and tell me.
Bloop, bloop. Hey,
It's a
that's a
9.
9. On a hit, they will tell you what to do. On a 10 plus, mark potential. If you follow their advice and take +1 ongoing to follow through. On a 7 and 9, you get +1 forward to see it
Through if you do it
through.
their way.
On a miss, they don't have time for you because something big is.
Yeah, I was mostly checking to see if there was a miss. Um,
There was no miss.
so,
Nothing is a miss.
for all intents and purposes, Vigil is not being especially affected by all the stuff with Overwatch. So she's Oversight. She's technically part of Oversight. I shouldn't say technically. She's a member of Oversight, but she
She's
was.
not like one of the big faces,
Well,
right?
yeah, she was. Well, she was never a face. I mean, we've talked about what her. I think.
Roll.
Well, and also what her looks were like.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like what she looked like when she was actually in costume and out in the world. And
Yeah.
the idea that she's ever going to be at any real risk of being like identified in public as herself
Mm-hmm.
are pretty nil. I mean, this is Vigil in costume. Like
Yeah.
that's it's not risky. Um, and she could switch to some other costume, completely different look, and no one would really have a very good chance of.
She's very subtle.
Yeah. But even so, she's never really been one for. She does patrols, but it's mostly for training you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
she's named Vigil for a reason. I mean, she's kind of a thing. So she's been staying kind of out of the limelight. You get this sense that she's been having conversations, not particularly fun conversations with Patrol. Um, Patrol is in this weird. She's also apparently. Huh. I'll give you the advice on +1 forward, but I kind of want you to pierce the mask and see if you can figure out this thing. We're gonna hold on to that for a second because there's some stuff going on with her that you may or may not know about. Um, so basically, she's really pushing pretty hard to get you out there and get you the face. You have some bad press and some good press.
Oh,
you were the
of
one
course
that
I do.
you were the one that took out Brahma, but you were also the one who took out Brahma.
Mm-hmm.
We only have to look
And
at the
obviously, there are those idiots out there that are like, false claims. Oh no, not my hero.
fake news. Yeah. So yeah, 50% of everybody pretty much seems to think that you're the bad guy in this whole situation.
Whatever's. I dealt with it. He gone. I don't care.
So at least it feels like 50%. So luckily, it's not the 50% that seems to be in charge. They all seem to like dealt with it, but there's still a lot of pushback. There's a lot of people who are kind of against that. So getting you out there and having you do good out in the city is a deal for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you're getting up. You're coming out into the main area. The main kind of. Where did I put that? I think I put it in the assets or something. I need to get this in here as like a map, but we haven't actually been at Vigil's place very often. There we go.
I think the last time you were here was Jack Toast.
Probably. At least since we needed a picture of it. But in any case, here's Vigil's like sort of main area. Her apartment is sort of the basement of a apartment, I shouldn't say apartment, her space is kind of like the whole basement area. And it's not like a basement basically completely underground. The windows are at ground level. So the ground level is basically at the bottom of those windows there. The fact that there's a ladder over there in the corner, right here, I mean, you can climb that, get up on the ledge, and get out those windows. And that is 100% absolutely intentional by Vigil. There's like 15 ways out of this place. So you're coming out there, and Vigil is having a conversation via like earpiece. And your senses are such that there's a good chance you could catch a lot of that before you're anywhere, like honestly, before you're even out of bed, even though you're far away. So let's have you pierce the mask. Pierce the mask on what's going on.
Basic moves.
Basic moves.
Nope.
It is
Can
Monday.
you pierce someone's mask to see person beneath roll plus mundane?
Yep.
I know, what's my mundane? It's probably not great.
It's not terrible. It's just not anything.
It's a 0. Okay. We're gonna roll.
Could be freak.
Bloop.
Okay. Pierce the mask.
Hey, I still hit. You know what? I'm good with that.
Kind of have to be. Pierce the mask. When you pierce the mask, see someone's beneath, roll mundane. On a 7 to 9, ask 1. What are you really planning? What do you want me to do? What do you intend to do? How could I get your character to bleh? How could I gain influence over you?
Well, I know what she wants me to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with what do you intend to do?
What do you intend to do? Okay. So she is on a call, and you pretty quickly deduce that she is talking with Patrol. You're only getting, I would say you're only getting half the conversation, but you're actually probably not, because your senses are good enough that you can get most of what's coming through the earpiece from Patrol as well. And the conversation, I mean, he's talking about the problems that he's having, but it's really the whole Overwatch or Oversight organization that are having problems. And they all basically, because Oversight is basically unable to function right now under their own banner, everybody there pretty much blames her for that. Because it was her mentee that caused all of this. And it's not like, oh, she did it and you control her.
But it's more like you're the easiest person to blame.
No. Nobody who knows Vigil doesn't think that that's exactly what she planned to have happen. For all intents and purposes, their approach to it is, you didn't do it, Vigil did. You just happened to be the knife in her hand.
Wow, rude, guys.
So,
First of all, I pulled that entire thing.
First of all, that was entirely me. No, but from the assumption amongst all of the and probably many adults is that it wasn't you at all. It was you in the sense of you did the thing, but
it was like Vigil's plan.
I
was the mastermind.
I don't remember if you've done this far. If we've gone this far in the Star Wars Old Republic MMO, but there's one thing where you're working with one of the Darths, and you kill one of your master's enemies while your master is like at a party, and then you join them at the party later, and everyone's like, well, she had to be the one who killed him. Yeah, but she was here the whole time. There's no way she killed him. How, blah blah blah, and
yeah.
Nobody legitimately thinks you did it because you're just a punk. And it's still the case here, even though you were like literally on film, on camera, beating the crap out of this guy. That's not really the important part. The fact that you beat him up physically is not really the important part. It's all the stuff that was discovered and leaked, and all the conclusions that were drawn together and stuff, that was clearly not the work of teenagers from Phoenix Academy. That had to have been Alias and, Vigil and, probably working with her old boyfriend, who's probably still her current boyfriend, Alias, to put all this together. Clearly that was
Well,
orchestrated.
now I just want to know if they're dating.
Anyway, that's not on the list of questions you get to ask for Pierce the Mask. How
can I get your character to admit that you're dating?
Well, that's just outside supposition. So anyway, everybody pretty much thinks Vigil did all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And while she may have pointed you the right direction here and there, that's really, not accurate.
Kind of rude.
You don't think it's accurate. Although with Vigil, it's kind of hard to know for sure. But anyway, what is she planning? She is planning to leave Oversight. She is, or at least that's what she's threatening. See, if nobody, wants me, then, and everyone thinks that I'm responsible for, oh my God, exposing a pedophile, like that's a bad thing. He's not he's not, and he's like, it wasn't pedophilia. He goes, no, it was abuse of minors, out of some misplaced homophobia and probably self-loathing. Yeah, no, you're right. It wasn't pedophilia. My mistake.
Mm-hmm.
Because what it was so much better.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then Patrol's kind of backtracking, like backpedaling a little bit. It's like, we're not saying anybody has to leave. Well, it kind of sounds like that's exactly what you're saying, Eric.
He pulled out the first names.
Jamie's like, oh, damn, first name. It pretty much sounds like that's what you're saying. What's really funny about that is he kind of grinds his teeth a little bit. It's like, listen, Vigil, and you know what he wants to do is retort by using her first name too, but he doesn't know what it is.
Imagine being bad.
Well, he's Patrol. He's not Vigil. It's there's active verbs in there, or active nouns, and one of them finds things out, and one of them just kind of walks around. Anyway, so the conversation is not conclusive one way or the other, because he kind of backs off of this, accusatory tone with all the, it's like, I know you did something that was right. Not just that you thought was right, but that was right. And she's like, I didn't do, and he's like, okay, you and your apprentice did something that was right. But I have to wonder if the net bad wasn't greater than the net good that you accomplished. Because look at everything else that's going on. Look how bad things are now. And she says something like, I'm pretty sure I can't be blamed for, the interstellar squid trying to mind control the city. Jamie's like, that's me. And it's the wrong Jamie saying that, because clearly it's the other Jamie whose fault it is. It's really both of your fault. It's really all of you.
It's everyone's fault.
It's really everyone's fault. You're talking and you're muted.
I'm the one who blew up the ship.
True.
Wait, hold on. I have a quick question. Can you hear me?
Nope. Yeah, I can hear you.
Just making sure, because I can mute on my computer and on my phone, but I wasn't sure if one worked or one didn't.
They both work. It is the dreaded double mute. Which, like everybody I work with, is constantly being attacked by the dreaded double mute, because they'll go to unmute and then My boss and my boss's boss have decided that it's amusing to mute me in the middle of when I'm talking on meetings. And the thing is, nobody knows that. Like they don't. Nobody knows that it's. But you get a message in your head saying someone has muted you, and everyone's like, "Doyce, you're muted." I'm like, "I know because some asshole just hit the button." You know, whatever. Someone has muted you. And they find it hilarious. Anyway.
Well, you do go on.
But what they do is they're like, "Okay, Doyce, it's your turn to go," and I'll say, "Okay, well, this week," and that's when they mute me. Like I haven't even started. Anyway, all right, so that's you not quite getting up yet. What do you do? She's thinking about leaving oversight. Clearly, she's been blamed for all of this stuff. What it gives you to a certain extent is an insight into what's happening at that level in the city. Is that the authorities, as from the point of view of the authorities, pretty much everybody assumes that Vigil's the one who took Brahma down.
I am gonna get Ember, and we're gonna talk to Patrol. Because Ember has influence over him, and I do not. So we're gonna get him to do a press conference where he says, here's who did it, and they were in the right, and saying all the good things about me, puts focus on me, I did this, I will take the crap for it, I will take the good for it. It's me! I did it! It was me! And I'm gonna take Ember with me to do that.
I think Colin might have had something to do with it.
Well, I guess, yeah, Colin did something.
I took a laser beam to take this guy down. How about we did it?
Okay, we all did it, alright? We did.
Yeah, you guys should really all be. You guys should all be kind of affronted that nobody's giving you guys the credit to have actually been able to do this.
So yeah, I'm gonna take Jamie at some point. Ember at some point to go and talk to Patrols and make him do an interview. I don't care if he believes it or not.
Do you say anything to Vigil about this when you come out for breakfast, or no? Do you think loudly about it?
I am thinking about it, but I don't. Yeah, I'm thinking about it.
So the call drops, and there's like about a 10 seconds of like pretty much silence in the apartment. She's like, "All right, come on, I know you heard that."
You aren't exactly quiet.
I wasn't trying to be quiet. Come on. I've got toast. I know you like toast.
Quiet shuffling.
She's absolutely talking about your boyfriend, by the way.
I'm aware. I am aware.
All right. What do you think?
I'm thinking through of how I'm going to convince Ember to go and do this with me.
Well, I can't help you with that. I don't know how to talk to people. You don't like me for the devious mastermind behind everything? I'll take the hit if you want me to. That's a lot for you to shoulder.
I think I'm good. I am proud of my decisions, and
you should think about this because you're new to this. Like you're just starting. And what you're looking at is the whole rest of your career being the person who did this to, at the time, the number one hero. Like you're going to have that the whole... I can be the crazy witch in the forest in the weird cottage that everybody stays away from. I kind of already am. And if they blame me for this...
No.
I mean, they already think I'm the crazy...
It's something I'm proud of that I did, and the fact that I have the privilege to carry it on my shoulders for the rest of my career is something I'm not going to shy away from or give to somebody else because I'm proud of what I did, and I'm people need to understand that it's what I did and he deserved it. So no, you will not be taking the fall for this. I appreciate your input.
You're quite a hero, and I'm not even being sarcastic when I say that. I don't know how much of a martyr you want to be. You want to think about this because you could be
martyrdom. It's doing the right thing.
You could really, it kind of is, because you're taking this on in lieu of anybody else taking a hit from it, except for probably also your friends. But you could be a real hero, and I'm not sure if you want to start off with that by being strung up.
If I wasn't prepared for the blowback, I wouldn't have done it.
I just want you to think about hero versus martyr. I just want you to think about, and she's going to try to shift your labels. She wants to shift your freak. She wants to shift your freak up and your savior down, because hero over martyr.
No.
No. I say to that.
No.
We'll see if she injects a measure of doubt here when we look at our peripheral moves. When you reject someone's influence, accept what they say or reject their influence. When you reject someone's influence, roll. Just roll. On a hit, you successfully hold to yourself and tune them out. On a 10 plus, choose 2. On a 7-9, choose 1.
How do I just roll?
Can
I roll my conditions because I don't have any like plus or minus on that?
That would work, but you can also roll. There's just a flat D6 underneath your stats. You see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is not how I wanted this to go.
Hey, did we forget to zero out your potential before after you did the +1? No?
Yes.
We forgot that, yeah?
Yes.
Hang on. Because you don't have moment of truth on here, which we're going to add.
Yeah, definitely didn't
okay.
do that.
So that's +1 potential. That's your 3. All right. So when you direct some influence on 7-9, blah, blah, blah. On a miss, their words hit you hard. Mark a condition, and the GM will adjust your labels. So you're rejecting it. You don't want this to be true, but at the same time, this person who should completely have faith in this whole thing clearly thinks that there's a better way, and that's injecting
freak up and what's down.
Well, I don't know if what. Hang on, I want to look. There's what she was going to say, and then there's what might actually come from this. But yeah, she's gonna. Yeah, we'll stick with it. We'll savior up, or sorry. Freak up, savior down. And she's going to make you insecure.
Rude.
Because you're not, like, this is true, but at the same time, maybe this isn't the right move. Maybe man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's that.
Dad, I'm a teenage girl in high school. I know what it's like to be insecure. Thank you very much.
When a peer, like parental figure, says maybe what you're doing isn't the best move, but you should do this other thing because you could be a hero.
Not quite in those words, but I get where you're going.
Anyway. Which doesn't mean you don't have to do it. She's not telling you what to she's not telling you what to do.
Yeah, I'm absolutely still going to do it. Because
she needs to give you a little bit of advice, though, because we still need that for the fireside chat. Then we need to get on to somebody else here.
Obviously.
But she was going to she can give you advice, and you have +1 forward on that. So. Yeah, I mean, if you want to talk to Patrol, that's fine. If you want to try to convince him to say something about oversight and everything that happened, he's only they've only ever said what he keeps putting his foot in, and I keep trying to tell him this, but he won't listen to me. What he keeps trying to say is that oversight's still there and you can still count on us and blah blah blah. Not, I think, and you've seen the news and what people are analyzing this. Nobody is just denouncing Brahma. If you can talk him into doing that, I think it's going to be for the best for the organization. Nobody seems to want to just own the fact that he's out. He's utterly rejected, and it may be too late to really do good. There's always going to be people who are going to be mad about it, but it could help. So yeah, I mean that's what I would say if you're going to talk to him. I still don't know about you taking the brunt of the whole thing, but if you can get him to say that part at least. So yeah, convincing Patrol to do that gives you a +1. And that'll carry over to Jamie if Jamie is the one that's actually doing the talking. Ember, I should say, if that's actually Ember doing the talking. So, that's you. Good luck either way as you're walking out a little bit later. I'm going to start working on more safe houses to hide out in when the pitchfork and torches crowd comes our direction.
Okay.
Not even blinking at
I'm
that.
so angry with her right now. Joel, how dare you do this to me? To my labels.
To my labels. All right. Jamie. But which Jamie? Is it this one or that one? This one or that one?
I can't tell which one you're even pointing to.
It's kind of cool. There's a moment there where it kind of looked like it was actually shining through the screen onto Ember. Let's go to the other person who actually has a house to live in. Ember, demutify.
I did.
You did. Okay, so it's morning. It's Monday. You don't have any place to be, or at least you don't really have any place to be. You are waking up where? I kind of lost track of this, and I don't know if it's still the same. You were, for a while, staying at Emilio's.
Yes, I went back to my mom's house, and then I was just at the hospital, but I believe I'm at my mom's house now.
Okay. So you went back after the whole thing.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you do you do anything in your bedroom before you come out?
Probably sits and thinks for a while.
Okay.
He is in a dangerous place, for sure. Because she's not just, like, angry anymore. She's, like, reached a level of anger that she's never had before. And I would say she's probably even more determined than she is angry. But she's
angry about what? Like what specifically? Like, because there could be. I mean, there's a laundry list.
I mean, part of it. I don't know. Ember feels like she can't properly fight right now.
Right.
She feels, and all she wants to do, actually, even though she can't, is go out and keep fighting. Sort of to prove to herself that she can do it, but also because she's pissed at these creatures that are, making things really hard right now. And she's mad that her mom has, came in, even though she saved her, and she's worried about her too.
Yeah.
She's especially she's upset because she's not affected by the um, like
The
fog
fog?
stuff.
Yeah.
So she feels like she has to be able to do something since everyone else is affected, and sort of feeling like alone in that aspect, I guess.
There's a few other people that are. Colin swears up and down he's probably immune.
Probably.
You're muted, Kaylee, but I'm sure that you're like not like.
Let's not test that theory.
I mean, if Ever was exposed and she fought it off, and I was exposed, and we got rid of it. It just seems like I'm probably immune. I mean, I want to go out and just like huff a bunch of the stuff, but anyway. All right, so that's you kind of thinking about this, and because the last time we saw your mom, like she had been kind of cuffed out into the bay, um, and born as far out as possible by Emilio, even though she was still like sending off like bursts and stuff. So as you're coming out of your room, and like you're barely like a step out of your room when like you hear your brother from like he's got the like sort of the next bedroom over down the hall, and he's like, hey, he's been sitting in his bedroom like waiting for you to get up. It's like, hey,
Hi.
kind of like he was at the computer, but he turns around, and he's like, so, how'd the patrol go last night?
Fine.
Yeah. He kind of holds up like the plastic wristbands that they give you at the hospital, and like yours is like like melted through on the one spot because you melted and like tossed it in the garbage in the bathroom. He's like, yeah, emergency room, multiple contusions. I don't know what like
I had a harpoon in my shoulder.
water aspiration. You breathe water. You breathe. You tried to breathe water. You don't breathe water. Your boyfriend breathes water. I'm assuming he breathes water. I'm assuming he breathes water. I mean, that would be really lame if he had like water powers and couldn't breathe water.
Fire resistant.
A harpoon in your shoulder, huh? Okay. That doesn't really seem like you.
He's like a teacher reading off a bad report card.
No, he's not. It's not really that. He's just. This doesn't really seem like. I don't know. It doesn't seem like shit that should be happening to you.
I know.
What's that about? I mean, you guys like. I mean, Oversight shot you with Oversight. Like, all of Oversight shot you. And the worst thing that happened is you had to have a lie down for a couple of minutes. And now we've got like scaly mooks that are like you're getting beat up on patrols.
Yeah. I don't know what's wrong.
I mean,
I'm just getting more convinced that I'm not a superhero and more of a bomb.
Yeah. That's horseshit. That's what that is.
What do you mean?
Listen. Luce, I'm not I will deny anything that I say after this point until I'm much older and much cooler about saying nice things to my sister. You are the baddest ass I have ever met in my life. You don't back down from anybody, including mom, and she's flipping terrifying before she could melt holes in the Earth's crust. Accidentally, which, I mean, FYI, we should do something about that, but as near as I can tell, you could shift the planet in its orbit. Okay, and you are a good person. Those two things mean you can be a hero. You're just scared of it right now. So, and I mean this in as supportive a way as possible. Yeah, that's funny. I mean this in as supportive way as possible. I think you need to take a deep breath and knock that shit off. Your head is so far up your own ass right now about this that I would slap you, but just to wake you up. I don't know why you're feeling bad about this, and I'm sure it's because of mom. I mean, I guess it's because of mom. I don't know, unless your boyfriend is being a jerk, but
It's because of mom.
I mean, sure. I'm glad it wasn't your boyfriend being a jerk, because I would feel obligated to go kick his ass, and I'm pretty sure that he would drown me to death. Or worse, he would embarrass me and give me a firm talking to. And I don't think I can take that from a 16-year-old.
The latter.
Yeah. I mean, he only has to shave like once a week. I don't think I can handle that from him. So, listen.
Jamie, for once in your miserable life, take the compliment.
Listen.
That hit deep.
I don't believe in heroes at all, because that's crap. But you are a hero, and I believe in you. So just
give him a hug.
Go be okay. Oh, we're hugging now. That's a thing. We're hugging. This is like, it's very uncomfortable in an office chair. Ouch. Very uncomfortable. What are you doing?
Sibling hug.
Awkward sibling hug.
Yeah, that one.
Awkward sibling hug. Pat. Yeah, we're not so very far away in rooms that you can't hear when I managed to get her to crack up, Jamie. Hang on. I can't do a comfort and support with an NPC. It doesn't work. My God, your stats are just a hot mess, aren't they?
So me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He wants to move your danger down and your savior up.
I'll take it.
Because you're a hero. You're not going to hurt people by accident. You're going to protect them. You're going to do the right thing.
Only on purpose.
Only on purpose. And then you are really, really, really going. You know, you're actually at a point now where one of your flares, like the one where you can like swap, like the flare where you can swap your freak for your danger would actually make sense, because your freak and danger finally aren't maxed out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that you can pick up any more flares, but anyway.
I either have all of them or
You've got most of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the few ones that you don't have, maybe.
No. Oh, because we had it and then we traded it out because I could never use it, I think.
Yeah. We'll have to look, because I don't know if Snatch ever came up either, and Snatch is hard to envision when your powers are fire. Because how do you grab a thing and also not melt it into its component parts? One of these days we're going to do a fantasy world, like Fever Dream alternate universe AU for you guys, where Ember is like a Dragonborn and breathes fire, or like a half dragon blood,
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. Jamie's like a druid with a bunch of like crazy pets, because druids are the shapeshifters. Syl's a rogue. Anyway. All right. So you accept the label shift.
Yep.
Cool. So I want you to explain to me, because I want to understand. While your mom was sort of insensible and dangerously close to a meltdown, I got to tell you about this incredibly nerdy thing I picked up a little bit later, but for no purpose whatsoever. But how is she not exploding? I mean, she's not controlling it right. She let the genie out of the bottle, so to speak. But it's been weeks, and the city's still here. So, like,
I think probably, like, we've been able to, I don't know, I guess, calm her down enough so that it's like, I don't know how to explain this, but it's like there's enough, like every day she can hold on enough for a certain amount, and then the amount that she can't hold on, I'm secretly taking that energy from her.
So like bleeding it off, kind of?
I'm trying to, but I know that I can't take very much because I also have this sort of energy within me. So I'm just taking whatever she can't hold on to that day.
Yeah, you established earlier on that like the reason that you use the power is because if you don't, it's going to go out of control. She was dealing with that by just never ever using the power. And she's kind of gone back to that at this point where she's trying not to. Does she know that you're lowering the pressure, so to speak? You don't think?
I don't think so. I don't know. I've never had the energy of a star inside of me before. So.
Yes, you have. Okay, so because to me, this is just a suggestion. One possible scene that I find really interesting is that like this is like a regular thing where you go in there and it's practically like going on the dialysis machine every day, where you guys have to sit there and kind of like do this thing where she's not using the power, but you still have to bleed off a certain amount so she can be functional.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Is that, I mean, and it's
yeah,
just a thing that you guys, this is now a thing that you guys have to do.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
But I know that trying to be very cautious about not taking too much. Because the last thing we need is 2 exploding people.
True. Fair enough. All right. Listen, I don't want to keep you. You have a schedule. And so, yeah, go.
No, I'm good. Not to...
No, this is your brother telling you need to... Yeah.
Oh, my God. I thought you were telling me...
No.
No, I was like, wait.
I also thought, I was really confused for a second. I was like, wait, hold on.
Sorry, switch gears too fast. Your brother's like, okay, so listen, I don't want to keep you. Go, so start your day off, hero, by going and saving mom for another day. Because you're getting close to the time. You know she starts to get headaches if you don't take care of it pretty quick. So
On it.
she's in the kitchen. I think she's baking, but, normal baking, not the other thing. All right, so real quick, I have to show you guys this. I've been meaning to pick these up for a while, and I ordered a bunch of stuff from Field Notes. You know, the guys who make the little Field notebooks. It's the nerdiest thing. I don't even have a game to use these in, but I got a pair of Field Note. It's backwards in the camera, isn't it? 64-page, 5th edition character journal for D&D. Okay, as a notebook. It's so flipping cool. Like every page is like the character sheet, and then like your stats and all your gear and crap. There's notes you can keep about your other players and when you're going to stab them in the back. All of your like pets. The notes that you make about your character there's a page in here for notes for each level that you get through. Factions that you're dealing with, campaign quotes, crack theories about what's actually going on behind the scenes, all that stuff. And you get 2 of them. And I just decided to buy them while I was getting some other field. I'll probably never use them. And by the time I do actually get in the game, it'll be 6th edition. It won't matter. Anyway. Had to share. All right, so you and your mom. Kitchen. What is she making? She's making bread. She's talking to her sourdough starter, which she started up a couple of weeks ago. I need a terrible name.
Bob.
No, we need a...
That's what his sourdough bread.
Foggy. She calls it Foggy because she started it when everybody had to start staying in all the time to stay away from the fog. So she named the sourdough starter Foggy. So she used this as like a substitute for, as near as you can tell. She explained it once, but it was like your eyes just kind of glazed over. This is like a substitute for having to come up with yeast all the time. And she's got a jar that just grows. And then she takes some off and she makes stuff out of it. So Foggy and I are making some bread. And she kind of tries to stay busy because she doesn't want to sit down and do this thing. It's not pleasant. It's not especially pleasant for you. It's also not pleasant for her. Nobody whose kidneys are failing likes dialysis. It's horrible. Nobody who's, well, not to draw a chemo comparison, but I mean, hey, I'm alive, but unfortunately the treatment sucks beyond the telling of it, And that's it's not exactly how bad it is, but it weakens her for the rest of she needs it, and if she doesn't do it, it's bad. And if she does do it, she's kind of wiped out for the rest of the day. So this is not a thing that she can look forward to, even though it's you. So I guess how long do you let her putter around the kitchen before you just stop her and set her down to do the thing?
Probably maybe like 5 minutes.
What do you say when you are finally like, because she's literally any possible option, subject change thing. She's talking about the bread, and then you start to say something, and she's like, how's Diego doing with all of this? I mean, I suppose it's water-based. Oh, sorry, Emilio. God damn it. You know what's funny is I was listening to last game, and I said the name wrong 3 times in a row, and nobody corrected me. And then in the last session, I said Diego like 3 times in a row, right at the very beginning of the session. Nobody corrected me, and I started saying it right about 5 minutes later, and like
I remembered that, but I'm pretty sure that's when I was biking home.
Oh, and you were.
I like couldn't speak to you, and so I just kept hearing Diego, and I'm like,
I was not paying attention. Damn.
In any case, yeah, you're right. I that makes sense actually. All right, so how's Emilio doing? Is he on the front lines? Is he like some sort of commander in all of this, or is he like a spy? Is he a scout? Is he staying out of it? Is he safe?
Mom, let's sit down. We got to do this. Come on.
Oh.
I promise I'll come up with a better solution soon.
45 minutes, the bread will be done. All right. It's fine. Everything's going. Hopefully I'll be able to have an appetite to eat it later tonight. All right. Now, so what does this look like? You guys just sit in a chair facing each other? Do you stand behind her and put your, squeeze her temples or,
No, I'm sure we just sit in a chair, just staring at each other. You probably can't even see anything happening.
You don't think there's enough of an energy signature to see that something's happening in the room, or?
I don't think you can really tell anything's happening besides, glow.
Or maybe not even a glow, like just heat waves, like coming off of your.
That, but also Ember starting to glow a bit more until it's over. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Definitely heat waves for sure.
Your mom looks kind of, and this is the part that makes you feel worse, is when you're done. Like she basically looks. She's always had kind of a robust complexion. Like she's always been out in the sun, kind of a thing. She's got your hair. She just looks like that, but then underneath it, she's gray. So it takes all the support out of it, so to speak. I'm going to have you roll defend.
Oh no.
You're just you're terrified of the dice. You're just terrified of the dice.
I forget. Do I just click Savior?
You just have to click Savior. You're good. Which is good. Savior's,
Yeah, my Savior just got moved up.
That's weird. It didn't.
It's not showing up.
Yeah, it's not actually there either. Give it another click for me. There we go.
I'm gonna be so mad if that ends up showing up later as a phone.
Well, it didn't even give the result where it was a hit or a miss or anything like that. It just wasn't there. It didn't read at all, which is whatever. Okay, so that's an 8, which is good. That's good. It's not great. I'm not reading it necessarily as a. Why isn't the thing coming up? Oh, duh. I'm not reading it as a straight defend exactly. I'm using it to kind of inform the move. So basically how I figure it is a really bad roll in this case would be your mom is absolutely wiped out, just worst day ever, worst treatment day ever kind of a thing, immediately. That mid-range 7 to 9 is just kind of normal. You feel fine. Oh, and you're not feeling. Yeah, the bad days are you're basically hot and feverish and half sort of sick anyway, and then your mom's not feeling very good. The mid-range one, you're fine, but your mom's not. She's going to be tired. She's going to be wiped out. She's going to be tapped. If you can manage those big hits, is a day where she seems to feel like it really, that was actually not that bad. And she still has all of herself without the risk, and you're feeling okay. We're not. That wasn't that day, but that's kind of. It wasn't. Hey, that was Don't get that look on your face. That was far from the worst one that we've ever done. That was far from the worst one.
Question.
Yeah.
Do Phil and Thomas know what I'm doing and what's happening?
I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I don't think it's a thing that you would really be.
I wouldn't talk about it, but if I some days get really hot and feverish and I look sick and then the next day I'm fine.
I bet Sil knows because she can really notice that kind of stuff, but I bet I don't really know.
Unless, and I'm just going to throw this out here, unless, Palestine, you were there the first time she did it, because that may have been how she stabilized her mom when you guys were out in the water. You know, like when you guys got out there, you know, and that first time where it's like I'm just going to, and it's probably something pretty drastic at that point where you bled off probably more than you should have, and just had to like fire it up into the air or fire it down into the water or something, just to bleed off enough. And yeah, I mean, Jamie Palestine might not have known, but honestly, given that she was there at the beginning and stuff, and already does mind linky kind of stuff and synchronized energy and that kind of thing, she might have been one of the people that you were like had around the first couple of times, or you know.
Yeah.
I think they probably know. But it's there's a thing where you don't want to, you maybe don't bring it up all the time because it's just not a super fun thing to bring up all the time. So unless it's clearly messing you up, it's one of those things where you want to be supportive, but the easiest way to tell a friend who's not feeling that well, the easiest way to have them not feel well is to tell them that they look like they don't feel well, kind of a thing. But with that said, yeah, I guess they would probably know. Why? So tell me more to the point. Why are you asking? Like what's?
I don't know.
I just didn't know if that led to another conversation or something like that.
I don't know. It might.
All right.
I don't know.
I think. Yeah, I'd say at least a couple people. But I'd say the immediate crew kind of knows. Whether or not Jack actually knows, he's never ever said anything about it. Colin probably wouldn't say anything about it directly to you. Emilio thinks, first of all, knows that it's happening, was around the first time it happened, was there, like hanging around outside the apartment completely by accident the first half dozen or so times that you did it, and also thinks that you are a wonderful daughter and just a beautiful person for doing this for your mother. And you need to remember that.
And the entire world, by the way.
And the entire world. Very well, very it's well spotted. And the entire world. It's like you're donating. Yes, this is your yes. All right. Okay. So, thus infused with power and encouraged by your brother, you set out. I guess. I'm curious to see. Okay, so I want you guys to think about this, because today on the spring break, you have a plan and you're getting together to meet somewhere to do a thing, whatever that is. I don't know. And that's going to happen after we get through everybody's scene. It also probably will be the end of the session, but whatever. Palsy, you don't, you climb out of Delmir? No, damn it. What's the name of this ship? Diego. No. Damn it.
Demir.
You climb out of Demir into, let's get where we are here. into. I should show you guys the picture of the base. The base that they've come up with for the other superhero group, because they basically have commandeered like a spare room in the school where people like leave old busted desks and like non-functioning computer monitors and crap like that. Just crap like an old car seat that's been bolted onto the wheels from a computer chair because the chair was busted, like that kind, like just old crappy stuff like that. They call it the Fortress of Attitude. Yeah, it's good stuff. Anyway, so you crawl out of Dimir, step out of Dimir into the main base here, and this whole area here that said servers and where the desk is and stuff, this whole thing is basically computers and screens kind of all the way around and stuff. And Colin is already there because he's kind of always already there these days, it seems like. Your base is much cooler than their base is what I'm saying, because that's what their base looks like right now. Like that chair there in the middle? Anyway. So he's kind of so he's over here sitting at the all the computers and everything. When you step down to the thing, one of the training pit drones, one of the training pit drones says your emotion as you're stepping out of the ship. What do they say?
Done.
What?
Done.
Done? Done.
That's emotion.
That's an emotion? That's some pretty high level nuance for one of the AI drones, but okay. Done. The one over by Colin, he goes, hey, good morning. Kind of, but he says it sort of distractedly, which is reinforced by one of the training drones saying, distracted. Hey, there is... I see you over there, small monkey. There's instant oatmeal, which is not actually made yet because it's instant, so you could make it. And I made some, and I'm having coffee. Well, I'm having a lot of milk with some coffee in it. And the fog was not bad last night. Later, after your stuff, are you guys all healed up? Are you all healed up? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Cool.
I guess.
He is, you're pretty sure, wearing the same clothes that he was wearing yesterday. There is a reasonably good chance that he just was here all night. So he's kind of got this. So he goes to get, and he kind of like, you're not really saying much. So he kind of like, distraction. He gets up and he kind of turns, and he still kind of glances at the screens a couple times as he's coming over. As he's coming over, he goes, hi, good morning. Sorry, how are you? There's just, a lot. Are you okay? Is everybody else okay? Have you checked in with them? I'm sorry. I'm doing the dispatch thing again. Are you okay? You're doing that thing where you're just looking at me and smiling. Is there something on my shirt? Do I have oatmeal on my face? No? Should I brush my teeth?
That's probably a good idea.
Okay,
but-
I'm gonna. You should have some oatmeal. And there's bagels, but they're like a day old. They're 3 days old because time is an illusion as far as Colin is concerned these days. And there's only one left, and it could be used as a melee weapon at this point. So,
I'll just soak it in cranberry juice, and then I can eat it.
Thank you for that. Thank you for reminding me that you're the weird alien. In case I had forgotten that. Okay. So, spring break. Are you doing anything fun for spring break? He says kind of sarcastically because it's clear nobody's doing anything cool or fun for spring break. Should we do something fun for spring break? I mean, I don't know what, but we can't really leave, can we?
Not really. But if there is something to do, we should do it.
If there's something to do, we should do it. Okay. So, okay. The tactical situation is this, and this is me laying this. This is not Colin. You're getting... Honestly, the more dangerous invasion of the city is the fog, not the dudes coming out of the ocean. I mean, the city's been attacked before. That's not a problem. It's not an insurmountable problem. It's not a difficult problem. The gas can get after anybody. You never know who it is. What do you do with it? Cat's doing a little dance over there. What are you or Colin working on about this? Is it a figure out where the hell Encephalus is thing? Is it a figure out how we can counteract this fog? Is it a...
Yeah, figure out
What's
how
the
to
project?
get rid of it, like deal with it. If we can't get rid of it, how we can deal with it. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what I'm curious about then is, let me just look at, I want to look at this here. Okay. Okay. All right. So I've got good news. I've got good news and bad news. You want a good news or bad news first? I've got good news and bad news. Do you want the good news first or the bad news first?
Bad news.
Bad news is nobody trusts us, and well, it kind of goes right with the good news. The good news is I think I've got a way to inoculate people from the fog. Probably. Maybe. I think I've got something, and I think it should work. So the scary news is then we sort of have to test it, but I'm pretty sure that it's going to work. The bad news is nobody trusts us. So I don't know how we're going to get anybody to actually do it. You know, it's almost funnier that we can't hear what you're saying, Crook, because...
Or we could just ask Patrol to do it while we're over there, getting him to do stuff.
Yeah. little problem with them also not trusting oversight. So he sets you down. I don't know if Palacine has the science, or if she does, like what kind of science she has, but he's got like a whole section of the stuff that looks like his banks of computers and stuff that have been running simulations on essentially what the stuff is, and what it basically boils down to is it's kind of a protein. There are ways to break proteins down. We lost Jamie. No. Anyway, there are ways to break that kind of stuff down. She's back. There are ways to break this kind of stuff down. I'm not. I think I've got. It isn't even. I mean, it's not really a disease or anything like that. We just need to sort of introduce an enzyme that people's bodies will replicate that will break this stuff down. Basically, it's going to be like I don't know. They're going to end up with more calorie intake over the course of the day, so everybody might gain a couple of pounds or need to exercise more, but that's about it. But we're sophomores in high school. Who's going to listen to us? If we do Hellbinder, okay, so he's a mass murderer who got put in charge of a school basically as eternal atonement. He's a problem. Oh, we'll have Oversight do it. Okay, so Oversight nobody would trust with like clearing parking tickets, let alone any of this right now.
Alex.
Hey, what?
Alex.
Oh. What's Alex's name? I can't remember what his superhero ID is.
There.
What's that?
I said there.
There? Oh, what Alex's what their ID is? I can't remember. Alex was
Soldier something.
I'm ready. I'll find it.
I'll find it.
Alex wasn't.
Alex isn't in our class. Alex is from another game to me.
Well, but we had an Alex.
Yeah, we had an Alex too. That was the bleh.
Oh my god, we could ask Chad.
No, the Alex was the one that Ember had to team up with. What the heck was that name? I'll have to go back and look for it. It's going to be in that. It's going to be.
We could ask like one of like the honor roll students.
It was something weird and mechanical, I think.
Yeah, it was in the.
Oh wait, no, we couldn't ask Chad because wouldn't he be immune to it? No, never mind.
Well, that just. You mean like to test it?
Yeah.
Oh.
People are like, oh yeah, in the image of the school, the honor roll kid.
Oh, well, no, it isn't about the testing. It's about, like, how do you convince a bunch of people to do it?
Mm-hmm.
Like, actually take it. Plus, you got the people that are resisting because they're actually already under mind control. So how's that going to work?
Force feed.
Yeah, that'll go over really well. Everybody will love that idea.
Just disperse it in the air with the stuff, and then they'll breathe it in and you won't even know.
We'll put it in the water supply.
Everyone's wearing gas masks.
Yeah, we'll just rug everyone's food.
We'll put it in the water supply. You realize that these are the plots of supervillains.
But we're trying to help you.
I mean, okay, Joker.
I was just looking at the seating chart to figure out who we could talk to. And I'm like, oh, this person's Patrol's sister. And then I realized it's Sharon.
It's Sharon. Of course it's Sharon.
We don't want to talk to Sharon.
Nobody wants to talk to Sharon. Sean's gotten to the point now where he freaks out if he runs into anybody who's named Karen. Like, just happens to have the name. I just realized, and I'm super annoyed about this, I'm going to have to figure out some way of editing this stupid video and putting like like an obscuring block in the shoot, that's not right. Into this, because I'm capturing the video of us talking, and it's got everybody's names in it, which isn't really a problem except for Jamie, except for Palestine. Your name's like right there in your thing, and so that'd be in the video all the way through. Like, most people can figure out what Kaylee's last name is because it's me. Yeah, I have to figure out some way of like fuzzing out your name, like they do on license plates and stuff. Super. That'll be super easy. Anyway. All right. So, yeah, hooray. I think I've got something that we can actually make some headway on. Now, are you the one that initially suggests do you like say like, well, we could just put it in the water supply and not tell anybody?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, that's you know, it's funny that you bring that up because that was actually there was a guy who tried that a couple years ago with stuff in the city. He's in jail now because he was a supervillain, and that's sort of the thing that people think that supervillains do. I mean, I'm not saying you're a supervillain. You're not a supervillain. You're adorable, and not a supervillain. Not that those two, yeah, but also dosing the population on untested medical treatments might not be the nicest thing that we've ever done. Ever. But you know what? I'm willing to back you up with whatever you decide to do. We just need to.
If the fog does affect him, we should test it on Chad because we don't care about him. So if it ends up hurting him,
it is
just Chad.
It is deeply.
You still sound like a supervillain.
Okay, so that still sounds like a bad thing to say. But in this case, I like it. It's funny, and it's really like I kind of want to kiss you right now because, yeah, that's cool. But you know what? I bet I can actually probably just sort of embarrass him into trying it. How will we know if he's mind control? Oh, he'd get smarter. Right. Okay. I was a vicious high schooler, just so you guys know. Yeah. Anyway. Not a nice person. I actually emailed a couple people about when I was about 30-ish, I think, from high school, and apologized for like me. It wasn't like specific events. It was just, you know how I was? Really sorry about that. Just in general, just kind of bad. One of them was my ex-girlfriend because she had to put up with me for like the whole time. Yeah. Just really sorry about that. Just across the board. My bad. Like that? All right. So, let's get you guys together here. We got 15 minutes. And what is that?
I can actually stay till 2 now, so 30 minutes.
30 minutes, give or take.
Oh, it's cute like that, but when you squished it in half, it was terrifying.
It was like a shape-shifted Legaia. Like, that was Legaia in combat mode. Combat alien penguin thing. It's a squishy s'mores. S'mores. That is not a good looking. What is that thing? Do you guys all have squishies? I'm just curious. Do you all have like, no? Jamie does not have a squishy.
Strawberry!
I'm so glad someone gets it, and I have pizza too.
Disgusting animal.
But no one gets why I have this.
Why do you have that?
A YouTuber made it. Or she like made her own version and then she sold it. And it smells like strawberries. And I love it.
All right, so while Colin is generally the guy in the chair, he does know to make his excuses and not be in the base when you guys first like kind of end up together. Like end up in the base, like assemble. So it's just you guys. Who goes first? Go.
So do you have a plan? Or
Also,
anything?
as you arrive, I need to know what emotion the training drones say when you arrive.
I just realized I was muted. Me and Ember walk in, it's just ah.
Yeah, no. When I walk in, it's probably tired and angry.
I'm tired. And Cat's the little robot just freaks out and it doesn't know.
Sil, what's yours? Monotone screaming is not an emotion.
I feel like it is.
The robot just breaks down.
Yeah, just
Hold
like
on.
short circuits.
Emotion.
Emotions? Did you just
Yes,
Google
I'm
emotions?
Googling.
Google
What are
emotions.
8 basic emotions?
I need to Google my basic emotions. Wow.
What's emotion?
I feel like after
Shame.
15 minutes you should be able to figure out what the main emotions
I
are.
think
but
we have
okay.
the title of this session. Session 25. Are you Googling your emotions?
Yeah.
List of emotions. 54 ways to say what you're feeling. Number 1, enjoyment.
Are you feeling enjoyment still?
Are you feeling enjoyment, Sil?
Hold on. I gotta get past the basics.
Are you on like WikiHow or something?
Are
What do
you?
you mean?
Are you?
I gotta get past the basics of my emotions.
How to discover what emotion you're having.
Are you saying Sil is not a basic bitch?
Yeah, basic. I'm gonna go with guilty.
That's a condition.
I'm aware.
Sil walks in. Insecure.
Yeah, that's about right.
I mean, that is actually the condition that you have right now.
That's why I said it's about right, Dad.
Does Ember have any conditions?
Yep, anger. Which is she's feeling.
Oh, Dad, you always know the answer to that.
Insecure, tired, angry.
I'm
We're
angry.
just a hearty little crew, aren't we?
Oh, yeah, mine actually says I'm angry because I am.
Angry,
Well, that makes
angry,
perfect
tired, insecure, angry, tired.
Tell
My
us
dog's
up.
determined if that's an emotion. I don't know. Does that qualify?
Oh my god.
Ah!
Oh my god, dogs. Booker.
Oh my god.
Woof. Woof. Woof.
Ridiculous creature. All right.
I looked up snake, and the first thing it tells me is snake emotions.
What?
What are snake emotions?
What are snake emotions? Hmm.
All right. So who goes first? You guys all have stuff. I think. Feels like you all have stuff.
Palestine.
Go ahead.
Palestine says, what?
We might have a cure, but we might have to be like supervillains to get it out into the world. We might have to poison everyone's water.
I thought you said it was a cure. Poison does not often go in the same sentence as cure.
Well, we're not poisoning, we're purifying everyone's water.
Treat. We're treating. It's like a treat. It's like Halloween.
not a bad idea. I like it.
I'm gonna have to go with a solid no on that.
You should probably explain the rest of it.
But I
Well,
like the sound of cure. Do you
Yeah.
like the sound of that?
Colin
I mean,
explained it better, but it's gonna make everyone fat. That's what I got from that conversation.
that's in that case, Colin should really start explaining it to more people than just you, because your translating powers are a little bit.
I'll have him explain it to me, and I'm sure I'll understand.
It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right. So yeah, that's maybe something for debate. When she kind of explains it, it's like, okay, we probably can't get anybody. How's it like? We probably can't get anybody to voluntarily take it because nobody trusts us or anybody else right now. Plus,
I could
there's
get Jack to take it.
that. Okay, but that's not. Those are individuals. Like, you need to treat the city that's being exposed to the fog.
That's fair.
If you're talking about testing it, yeah, you could get Jack to take it.
I don't know. Could we hold a press conference or something?
We're high
Nobody
schoolers.
likes
No one's
us.
gonna listen to us.
First of all, nobody's going to give us a press conference, A. Second of all, nobody likes us.
Oh,
A press
that's not
conference wouldn't do
true.
anything.
That's not true. There are a number of people who would like to interview you, Sil. And the rest of the team. All about the stuff that happened with...
Also, don't I have well, I guess it was influence over some of the public or something, but that one time when I was fighting without my mask, there was that interviewer guy that I saved.
Yeah, you've got... Is that on
I
your
have
thing?
him.
He's kind of a cool dude.
Okay, then I guess we could do a press conference.
Makeshift. It's in here on your influence. You have influence over Makeshift. Quinn Canton, reporter at large. Yeah, Quinn. QC. Quinn Canton. He is a reporter with one of the local news channels, and you have influence over him. And Patrol. You could put together a thing.
I could.
You could
I don't know. Is that
Get him the greatest morning show of his life.
No, isn't press conferences things superheroes do though? That's a thing, I thought.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't make plans. So
I think you should talk to your interviewer friend and get an interview with us. And then if you could also talk to Patrol, first I need at least 15 minutes
Patrol
alone
should
with him.
be there with us when we do
And
the
next,
press
you should also get him in on the press conference. But you and me also have to talk to Patrol. I'll talk to you about that later.
No, talk to me
I
about
could be
now.
there. I could just stand in the background hi.
So we have to talk to Patrol because people are so stupid. Have I mentioned that? That's a thing. Anyway, people are thinking that Vigil was the mastermind behind the whole Brahma thing and taking him down, and even people in oversight believe that, and she told me not to take the fall for it, but I'm gonna take the fall for it because I'm not, ashamed of anything I did, and I, honestly kind of I would be fine having that on my record because I think it's a thing that heroes do, or whatever. Anyway, we need to talk to Patrol so that he will have an interview proclaiming the truth, which is that Vigil had nothing to do with it, and I am the I don't want to say one at fault because I didn't do anything wrong, but
it sounds like you need to talk to Patrol.
yeah, definitely something that is on our list.
Anything else? Have we figured out a way to defeat Squid Brain?
Well, I don't think there's anything we can do about Squid Brain right now.
Could mess with, yeah, you can only really mess with Squid Brain's like deal. I mean, the first trick is just going to be like, how do you prevent them from causing more craziness, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the first step. Anyway. Oops. So, that's the plan.
Yep.
And it all hinges on
Patrol.
Ember. It all hinges on Ember's social skills.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a -2 for mundane right now. Fault. Sorry, I didn't mean to swear.
Somebody support her. Bring up her mundane.
Well, I mean, you guys can always shift
I
your
guess
labels.
Hey, Amber, I want to shift your labels.
Yay.
Casually. Real casually.
What?
I'm real casual
Yeah.
about this.
Anyway,
Wait, do I have influence over you?
I'm sure you do. Is it on your sheet?
No. Okay, number sheet. Uh,
I'm pretty sure.
I don't have influence.
Mm,
I think. Oh, Amber took it away last time.
Yeah. It wasn't good enough for you.
And now,
Alright.
all of your plans hinge on Amber.
well, can
Penny can do
Palestine
it.
shift my labels?
Some of it can happen. We're not going to probably do the roll immediately, anyway. But
If I make a really good argument in person, will you give me another +1?
you have a +1 forward from, at least with part of the plan, from Vigil's advice.
Oh, okay. And then I have +1 influence.
You have +1 influence. And if you guys can do a little bit of mundane shifting or label shifting,
Or like.
you can sort of prep up for it for next time.
Mhm.
You don't have to roll to just go, hey, we need to meet up and talk. You don't need to do that part.
Yeah.
So that's easy. This is going to be difficult because it isn't like going in and punching stuff. This is like going in and talking to people and figuring out what to do. And, you know, hey, if it's a complete disaster, you can just contaminate the city water supply like a supervillain. Easy peasy.
That always works.
Plan B. Supervillain. I'm sure there won't be any side effects. What possible side effects could there be from an experimental protein-eating treatment dropped into the water supply that was developed by a fairly clever sophomore in high school?
He's very clever.
He is very clever. What's that?
Nothing. I don't think there's going to be any side effects. I think it's going to be good. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I'm sure all of the hard parts of this entire story are behind us.
Mhm. Oh yeah.
Said somebody.
Mhm.
Said somebody at the end of the first of 3 movies. All right. We're gonna. I'm getting a bit of a headache. So I'm gonna actually. I know we didn't say we could go till 2, but we're not gonna go till 2. We're gonna go till now and do the thing. So you guys are together. you have a plan. You have probably multiple plans because you got a couple things going on here where we can like deal with Syl taking the like making sure who knows what with Brahma, and we
Everyone
got
knows what I'm up
treatment,
to.
all this other kind of stuff. So, Syl, closer to the team,
It's
further away from the team, more into your image of yourself.
more than my own image of myself.
Okay, you can shift your labels. Nothing else happens.
Nothing else? I don't gotta give myself potential or anything?
No.
Oh.
Palestine. Jamie, I'm going to ask Ember. Ember, do you tell anybody about like what happened at your place this morning? Like my brother was kind of awesome and he said all this cool stuff or any of that kind of stuff?
No,
No?
I keep it to myself.
That's a little warm torchlight of comfort that you've got going on right now.
The little fuzzy friend.
That was like the most lame ass you're awesome thing though. I mean, he did it like in the most insultingly older sibling way that
When I said this, but you're awesome. If you tell anyone, I'll deny it.
yeah, it was basically that, except then even then he was kind of bad at it. All right, so Miss Ember, then are you closer to the team, further away from the team, or in doing it yourself? Two of those options allow you to shift your labels.
I know. I'm gonna say closer to the team.
Closer to the team. Who are you? I mean, Syl is got a bunch of plans for you, but so does Jamie, or so does Palestine, really. So everybody's kind of relying on you, and that's cool.
I'm going to say Palestine right now.
Okay.
Because I feel like
Are we not friends?
no, we are, but I feel like the vaccine is like a more pressing matter and something that I really can't screw up on.
Yeah. Also, not for nothing, complete mechanical thing. If she gives you influence, you don't get to change your labels because you don't already have influence.
That's why I'm not
That's fair.
different.
Wow, rude.
Well, sometimes you just gotta play those. You gotta play those odds. And Palestine, closer to the team, further away from the team, more into image yourself.
Myself.
Okay. Shift your labels. One person gave influence. Jamie, you get to shift Jamie's labels. Palestine, you get to shift Ember's labels. And you get also Jamie, you also get to shift Jamie's labels, which is to say Palestine gets to shift Palestine's labels.
Hey Jamie, shift that other Jamie's labels.
And yours, and the other Jamie's labels, both of them. Jamie and other Jamie. Jamie original recipe and
Jamie the remix.
Jamie remix, Jamie original recipe. Jamie new
Do
Coke.
we know which is which?
New Coke? I don't. Yeah, no, I have no idea.
Jamie
Anyway.
cocaine, Jamie meth.
Okay. Hooray! We got to do stuff. Mostly it was internal drama stuff, but that's okay. Next time. Next time. The dreaded news conference. Superhero news conference. Nothing could possibly go wrong with that.
I feel like there will be a lot of anger.
Nothing.
I think that a news conference, when one of your people, when the person who has influence over the people who are making it happen has an angry condition, could not possibly go wrong. Yes.
Got two people who are angry and one person who's insecure. Perfect time to get in front of a bunch of cameras and defend your actions.
Yes. You know what you get?
What do you mean you won't take the vaccine? God damn it!
You know what you get a penalty to when you're insecure?
Resisting others' influence.
Indeed, that is exactly what you get a penalty to when you are.
Oh, that's really nice of people to do for me.
Yep. Excuse me. Okay, I don't remember specifically speaking like what the calendar is like, but I don't think. Wait, what is 2 weeks from now? What is 2 weeks from now? Is that no? Wait, it's the
It's
Yeah,
fall break, I'm pretty sure.
9th, October, Saturday. It'd be the 10th. So that might be. I don't know. We can. We'll have to see what's going to happen on that weekend. That's the beginning of fall break. So that might be chaos. Not least because
My mother is a psychopath.
well, yeah, no, we don't need to. All right, somebody roll some dice so we can do that thing.
Maybe edit that part out, Dad. I didn't realize you were still recording.
Super great.
I'm sorry.